welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season number 4, Indianapolis Brickyard 400. And we're here tonight at the most famous racetrack on earth. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's one of our crown jewel events, the Season 4 Brickyard 400 from Indy. Of course, we are all live from Indianapolis tonight. This is the Brickyard 400 live on the channel. Alright, so race number 15 of the Cup Series season is just about to be underway, and it happens at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the Brickyard 400 for the 4th time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. And it comes just this season, just 4 races remaining until the playoffs. We'll be going over your playoff grid in the warm-up session, half hour, of course, as always. Talking about some penalties that were handed out at Watkins Glen as well last week. And we'll talk about even more. So, of course, half hour of practice. And then we go to the 2 laps of qualifying for pole position. And then, of course, the race, 80 laps, 200 miles around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Season 4 Brickyard 400. Here we go, from the most famous racetrack on earth. Of course, most famously known for the Indianapolis 500, but this is NASCAR's crown jewel event here at Indy. The Brickyard 400 will be underway in about 30 seconds here, live on the track for the warm-up session. All right, cars rolling onto the racetrack here from Indianapolis. Here we go, from the most famous racetrack on earth, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Cars are on the racetrack here from Indy. All right. Cars on track from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here tonight. Here comes the 71 of Cole Clausen. Here it comes William Reagan as well in a car heading now down this back straightaway. There is Cole Clausen. Into 3 and 4 he goes. All on the bottom, of course, Cole Clausen. He's had a decent season so far this year. Currently just top 10 in the points, of course, inside the playoff grid. Right now he lines up plus 20 to the cut line, 9th in points as he rockets his way down the front straightaway at Indy. And back in a 1 and 2 goes Clausen. In that 71 machine. There is the 33 of Jacob Clarino. He's made a couple of part-time starts this season. Of course, full-time in the Xfinity Series for the driver of the 33. Clausen heading down the back straightaway. Here comes Connor Aswell. Of course, it's been documented how bad the season has been for Connor Aswell outside of his win in Fontana. Multiple DNFs. But got a good finish in Watkins Glen last week for him, which is definitely well-deserved and needed. Oh, crashing back straight away. There goes William Reagan around the 36. Williams had a decent season as well. Currently sits 11th in the points, plus 7 to the cut line. Let's actually take a look at your playoff cut line entering tonight at Indianapolis. So, of course, Matthew White enters locked into the playoffs. He won his 3rd race of the season last week at the Watkins Glen International. Then you got Cameron Chandler also locked in to the playoffs with him as well. Braden Hunsaker there, 3rd in points, plus 117. And then, of course, we go down to 4th place, Bryce Benton. We got to talk about his penalty last week at Watkins Glen after the amount of incidents that he caused last week at the Glen. He has been suspended for this race. He also got docked 20 points, so definitely a big hit in the point standings. He falls to 4th and only 1 point behind Ashton Miller. So you got to think he's going to fall to 5th place in the point standings. Even possibly 6th if Dylan Banks has a good day. Behind them, John Butler plus 70 to the good. He is nice there in the playoffs. They got Wilkin plus 38, Cole Clausen plus 9. Then down to the cut line, it's Connor Havrilla just plus 4, and Andrew Stacy, his teammate. Andrew Stacy, we got to talk about the day he had last week at Watkins Glen, of course. Was nearly upside down, went completely sideways. Nearly flipped, of course. Somehow he's able to save the car. He didn't get any terminal damage. He kept rolling and got a top 5 finish for the first time this season for him. Such a good result for Andrew Stacy. He currently now sits 13th in points, just -4 to the cut line. Joseph Tucker, he's suspended for this race. Of course, suspension ends next week at Richmond. Then you got Matt Grabby's -10 entering. Payson Lindsay as well -10 to the cut lines. So that's how your playoff grid looks with 4 races left to go in the regular season. So here comes Cameron Chandler down to the 3. Of course, this is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one of the most famous racetracks on the planet. Cameron Chandler, 1 win this season, happened at Bristol. It's been no other wins in the Cup Series since then. But looking for a victory tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There is William Reagan in the 36. Here comes the 71 Cole Clausen making his way to the grand.
Come on, Matthew.
Gonna pound Matthew White. The 33 of Jacob Clarino is gonna wreck as well. Here comes William Reagan down to the back stretch here at Indy. No, it was side by side, I think. Here's Ashton Miller, of course, has a shot to get 4th place in the standings, I think, tonight. Not bad here at Indianapolis. Could be one of the favorites for the victory. We'll have to wait and see. Behind him, like we said, Connor Havrilla in a playoff battle tonight. One of those final spots in the playoffs. As he gets back into 1 and 2 here. Here's Miller down the back straightaway. There's the 97 of Gary Smith. He's had a pretty bad season. Currently sits outside the top 30 in points. Looks for some good momentum tonight. Currently 4th on the board of the cars that have ran. Whoa, is Gary Smith really loose there off corner exit. Heading down the front straightaway here at Indianapolis. Oh, hard on the wall. That was Jacob Clarino. Oh my goodness, like a horrific hit down there. God. Here is Andrew Stacy, of course. We got to, like we said, talked about the run he had at Watkins Glen last week. First top 5 of the season, puts him just -4 to the playoff cut line.
Oh my God. I am dead.
Apparently Cole Clausen had an incident. Oh, yes, he is. Down the front straight he goes.
You gotta take a replay. I'm telling you, please take a replay.
All right. We'll see real quick. Oh, man. Yeah, I already saw it. This doesn't look too good. With 71 of Cole Clausen. Up, hits the pit wall. Oh, my God. That's awful. Poor Cole Clausen. Terrible, terrible crash. Cars wrecking down here. There's Connor Havrilla making his way down the front straightaway and back into 1.
Yeah, that attenuator is going to be pretty messed up by the end of practice here.
Some cars rolling up there. What a beautiful paint scheme for John Butler in the 09 tonight. He's got Cole Clausen on his bumper. Ooh, somebody blinks. Here comes Matthew White down the front straightaway at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Back into 1 and 2 will go. Of course, your winner last week at the Glen. Gary Smith, there's Cameron Chandler, there's the 72 of Connor Asbell. Off the corner he goes a little bit loose. And back into 3 and 4. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway. From Indianapolis, Indiana. All right, there's John Butler around the outside of Connor Havrilla there. Reagan in that 36. There's Sean Hilquich down the backstretch. There is the 79 of Ashton Miller. 7 on Matthew White, the 97, that is Gary Smith. Max DeFilippi here on pit road. Actually signed to a one-race deal with Ethan Trendler Racing tonight. So you'll see him in the 87. All right. Not really sure where everyone is. 17 minutes to go in this warm-up session. There's William Reagan, number 36. Oh, he's got a car almost crashing. There goes Cole Clausen down the back straightaway. Nearly goes around, able to save it. Luckily for him. All right. So still about 17 minutes remaining in this warm-up session at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 3 Ford Mustangs making their way to 3. There is another one. There's the 33 of Jake Pecorino on the wall. There's the 8 of Cameron Chandler. Matthew White down the backstretch he goes. There's Ashton Miller in the 79 car. Payson Lindsay there in the 99. There's the 72 of Connor Asbell. Andrew Stacy there in the 96. There's the 09 of John Butler, a little bit loose. Oh, they almost make contact. There goes the 71 of Cole Clausen hard into the wall, and he gets slammed by that 50 of Connor Havrilla. So big wreck here.
Not sure what William Reagan was doing there. Thinking looked like he's wall riding just about. I don't know how you're gonna get a fast lap down if you're wall riding at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but whatever.
Definitely interesting. Here's Connor Aswell. Ooh, Andrew Stacy a little bit loose. There is this 99 of Payson Lindsay. He is now on track. Back in 1 and 2 goes Stacy, and on the grass he goes. He will go around hard, crash with the 72 of Connor Asbell. Ooh, right in front of William Reagan they go. Here's Payson Lindsay down the backstretch he runs in that 99 car. About 15 minutes left to go in this warm-up session. We're just about halfway through. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight. Here's Ashton Miller racing with Jacob Clarino. Miller looks for yet another good day tonight to most likely take over third or fourth in the points from Bryce Benson. I mean, there is a possibility that Benton could fall to 6th in points after today, after being 3rd just before Watkins Glen. Of course, got that penalty, missing a race. That's just what it does to you. Possibly going to lose 3 spots in the standings. Is a hard wreck down the back straightaway for the 36 of William Reagan. Of course, he was in such a good position before Watkins Glen. 3rd place in the standings, gets 5 playoff points at the end of the regular season. And all just basically is going away now. Matt Grab is unsponsored this week for some reason. Here's the 81 of Sean Hilkich's new scheme, Snapple on board. Ooh, and there goes Hilquich around. He will spin and go into the grass. All right. Ooh. And hard to the wall goes Andrew Stacy. And there's the 97 of Gary Smith. He's going to get turned around as well as he spins around there in that Chevrolet. Showtime Motorsports. Showtime Motorsports car is now currently top of the board. Ashton Miller just went fastest. They're in 4th with Gary Smith and 11th with Connor Asbell. There is Cameron Chandler down pit road. Here comes the 97 of Smith. Back on track. Same thing with Jake Marino and Payson Lindsay. Here's Caleb Gordon, the 83. All right. Still not exactly sure where everybody is. Only have 18 cars in the race so far. Which obviously is way below what we usually get. Here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. As they roll down the front straightaway yet again, Indianapolis. There's Connor Asbell with the 96 car of Andrew Stacy. Making their way back down the front stretch into 1 and 2 yet again. Butler, there's Gary Smith as well. Kind of a bit of a train down the back straightaway. Jacob Farina, 33, the 99 of Payson Lindsay, and the 97 there of Gary Smith. In the wall goes Connor Asbell with the 96 of Andrew Stacy there. Here comes Matthew White in there in the 7 car, and Cole Clausen, the 71, making his way down this front stretch. Oh my God! Cole Clausen takes a horrible, horrible hit into the wall.
I'm gonna wait for someone to hit me because this could be catastrophic.
My goodness, what a crash for Cole Clausen. That was terrible. Here comes Braden Hunsicker rolling onto the racetrack now in the 77 car. He's currently 7th on the board. Here's the 77 of Hunsicker making his way now down the front stretch yet again. Or down the back stretch, I should say yet again. Cole Clausen is still stuck for some reason. Here comes Logan Gisbrett in the 80. My trading pins may be broken. We have a couple cars that are completely blank. So we'll try to get that fixed. Matt Grab goes top of the board here. Good lap by the driver with the 53. Still waiting for paint schemes to load. There's Gary Smith. There's Ashton Miller, his teammate in the 79 car. Here comes Logan Gisbrett. Now he's actually got a paint scheme. Bubba 1 on board this week. There's Matt Grab. He also actually has a paint scheme now. Avrilla, Payson Lindsay. Ooh, crashing down the back straightaway. Around goes Sean Hillquich. There's John Butler, the 7 of Matthew White as well. Marino, the 1. All right. 8 minutes to go in this warm-up session in Indianapolis. Here comes Cole, or that's Caleb Gordon. That's very similar colors to Cole Clausen.
Oh man, yeah, that is really similar. But Pace and Lindsay thankfully hit me off the pit wall, so I appreciate Pace and Lindsay a lot. So really thank you to him.
Yeah, Pace and Lindsay knows how to hit those pit walls very well. About 7, maybe 8 minutes to go left in this warm-up from Indianapolis. Oh, there goes Hunsaker going around. He will spin. Oh my God, Ashton Miller. Bad crash there. The 79. Wrecks down on the back straightaway. All right. Still got 7 minutes. Oh, Max DiFilippi hard in the wall, and that's 87 car. A massive shot there. There's John Butler in the 09, making his way down the back straightaway, and in 3 and 4 yet again. Comes the 96 of Andrew Stacy. Braden Hunsaker in the 77 car as well. Caleb Gordon, there's the 53 of Matt Grab. Logan Giesbrett, 50 of Connor Havrilla, the 8 of Cameron Chandler as well. Here's the 87 of Max DiFilippi, the 71 of Cole Clausen, and the 79 car, Ashton Miller. Of course, qualifying coming up next year at Indianapolis, side by side, DiFilippi to the inside of 71 of Cole Clausen. That crap is still fastest here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alright, just heard somebody spinning. That was Ashton Miller going around. He will spin out there in that 79 car. Here's the 8 of Cameron Chandler making his way down the front straightaway, or back straightaway. And back into 1 and 2 with Braden Hunsaker now fastest. Matthew White is back to 4th. Cole Clausen up to P5, so not a bad time for him. Here's the 33 of Clarino, and the wall goes Matt Grab in the 53. Here is John Butler in that 09 making his way down the backstretch.
I'm a little surprised we don't have as much people here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Looks like we got 18 cars with lap times down right now. Usually we've got around 25, so we'll see if we get filled up or not.
Yeah, I mean, got like 3 drivers suspended. Then we got, I don't understand where the other drivers are. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But pretty unfortunate so far here in Indianapolis. Oh, is Cameron Chandler going to get turned here by the crashing John Butler? John Butler said it perfectly in the iRacing chat. Where is everybody? Yeah. As they head back into 1, there is Chandler in the 8 car. Now, still Hunsicker top of the board. White has moved to 3rd on the timing sheet. Minute, 2 minutes to go in this warm-up. We'll be right back. Back live here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. About 40 seconds to go here in this warm-up session from Indy. Got a big wreck happen somewhere. It was Ashton Miller who just went around in pit road, and he'll slam the wall again. Hard at the vents goes Ashton Miller here on the pits. All right, so qualifying coming up next, about 20 seconds to go in this warm-up from Indy. Here, a bit of shifting. Jacob Clarino just went to the top of the board, so I think some of these lap times probably happening because of the tow down the straightaways. So, still not trying to discount anything Jacob Clarino is doing. He will be fastest here in practice. What a lap by him. And that'll do it. Cup Series practice is over from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Qualifying is coming up next here in Indy. All right. So we welcome you in live to Indy here tonight. This is Brickyard 400 qualifying live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Here we go. Car's going to be on the racetrack. So, of course, 2 laps to qualify. As always, best lap is your pole sitter, like usual. On these ovals, last week, of course, had 10-minute qualifying for road course at Watkins Glen. And it was all cars on the racetrack at the same time. This time, 2-lap single car qualifying for pole. Here's the all-time poles leader. Matthew White just got a 17th career Cup Series win a week ago at Watkins Glen. Now heading down the front straightaway. 3 wins this season. 2 on a road course, 1 course at Kentucky. As he heads back into 1. There's Matt Grab. He was fastest in practice for a little bit. There's 97 of Gary Smith. Here's Connor Haverhill, of course, on the playoff cut line. He's a good night today. There's the 09 of John Butler making his way through 3. Got to get a good run off turn 4 to set up your laps. Here comes Connor Asbell, the 87 of Gary Smith. Ooh, nearly in the wall. Look how close Hillquich is keeping it in that 81 car. There's the 96 of Andrew Stacy. Payson Lindsay. There's Jake Clarino in the 33. 3 minutes to go in qualifying to set down your 2 laps. Look how similar Cole Clausen and 83 of Caleb Gordon, their schemes are. Here comes the 77 Huntsicker. Off turn 4 he goes down the front straightaway, was second in practice. Matthew White, first car over the line, of course, first. Huntsicker, I believe, just went over the line. Caleb Gordon is second. Huntsicker just starting his time. He's loose. Almost loses the race car. We'll have to now rely on lap 2. Matthew White now, I believe, still on a lap time. Caleb Gordon, like I said, is second. Here comes Cameron Chandler down the front straightaway. Across the line he will go. What is the time gonna be? Chandler. Get down the time, I think. Let me check if it's actually all good. I believe it is. Here in qualifying from Indianapolis, Haverilla goes third. John Butler down the backstretch, you will roll. Gary Smith is third now. Here is the 53 of Matt Grab. Ashton Miller, he is second. Here is Sean Hillquich there in the 81 car. Andrew Stacy crossed the line, he'll roll. Stacy's 8th. Miller still second, but 2/10 down on Matthew White, who currently has provisional pole at Indianapolis. Here's Connor Asbell, the 97. That is Gary Smith. Chandler across the line. He is third. Still, though, White on provisional pole. Huntsicker down in 7th. Here comes Matt Grab through turns number 2. And now down the backstretch as Matt Grab goes. Nearly to the wall as well. For the driver of the 53. And into 3 he will roll. He's pretty quick in practice. What can he do in qualifying? Can anyone knock Matthew White off pole position? Jacob Clarino is fastest in practice. He is 5th in qualifying. No, he's 2nd. What a lap by Jacob Clarino. Here's Sean Hillquich now across the line. What is it going to be for the 81? Across the yard at Ricks he goes. Hillquich is done. So is Matt Grab. Hillquich 3rd. Matt Grab 2nd. He's got 1 more lap to try to improve. 40 seconds to go in qualifying. Here's Payson Lindsay, Connor Asbell in that 72 car. Down the front stretch goes Connor Asbell. Across the line, yard of bricks, he will roll in that 72. What is the time gonna show? 13th for Asbell. Here's Lindsay across the line. Ooh, he hits the wall hard. He is 3rd. Payson Lindsay, great lap. But here, Hillquich is done. Here comes Matt Grab. 1 more final car. Can he make it across the line in time? 1 second, 0 seconds. He can't do it to put down his final lap time, and that will end it. Matthew White will extend his all-time pole record, and he is on pole for the Season 4 Brickyard 400 from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we welcome you live to Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight. Only 19 cars in this race, the smallest grid we've had since Gateway. Gateway's the only other race we didn't have 20 cars or more in. There's a good reason that Gateway didn't have 20 cars or more. I don't know why Indianapolis doesn't. We were missing. I don't know where Trenton Wilkin is. I don't know where Dylan Banks is. I don't know where McKinney was. I don't know where Ortega is. Some names, of course, Tucker is suspended. Benton is suspended. Ultimately, not having a whole lot of stuff go on tonight. All right, but this is the Brickyard 400. We'll roll on anyways. Unfortunately, not going to have the amount of cars that we expected tonight. But we've been pretty solid with that lately. This is the only race we haven't had, besides Gateway, which is obvious reasons. The only race we didn't have at least 20 cars, or most times more than that. So it's just a little blip in the radars. We have Richmond next week, but this is the Brickyard 400. 80 laps on the schedule. It's not going to discount this one anymore. Of course, this is the season number 4 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, Indianapolis Brickyard 400. Let's go over the starting grid. So, of course, on pole, once again, Matthew White. He has done that so many times. To his outside, starting second is Mac Rab. Great starting spot for the 53. Row number 2 will be Pace and Lindsay Jacob Clarino. What a great starting spot for Clarino. Of course, Lindsay has a great opportunity to score points tonight. And then you got Hilquich, Miller, Chandler, Caleb Gordon, and Cole Clausen, Braden Hunsinger running at top 10 to get the rest of your top 20 across the left side of your screen. Of course, light field tonight from Indianapolis after having over 25 cars last week at Watkins Glen. All right, here we go from Indies now. Cabrera and both him and William Reagan now roll off. They're going to come to check pit road speed this time by. You're not going to be able to make it to the end on fuel. Halfway break at the end of lap number 40. That's how it's all going to go from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight. Matt Grab, you got to think about it. If he just, that second lap, he was able to put it down, would he be on pole position? Because it looks like a fast one. He was probably about 3 seconds back on actually being able to put that lap time down. So unfortunate for the driver of the 53 car tonight. So come to check pit road speed this time by from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that'll be 1 to go to the green flag. Dirty air is going to be a big factor in tonight's race. Can you try to avoid that by being up front? We will see. Matthew Wood, of course, going to have the biggest advantage early in this race. But here we go. Time to check pit road speed in. They're also going to check their pit boxes like they usually do. Of course, Indianapolis is kind of a tight pit road here, so they're coming under caution. Of course, not the field we expected, so it's not going to be as tough as usual with over 25 cars that we expected tonight. All right, as they come to check their pit boxes here. Check pit road speed. All right, they're gonna roll through here once again from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the Brickyard 400. Somebody's gonna kiss the bricks at the end of this one. Who will it be? Matthew White, the only former Brickyard 400 winner in the field tonight. He won in Season 2. Matthew White, Mac Rab here on the front row. So real quick, Cole Clausen, what is our fuel window looking like for tonight?
The field right now looking like we got about 30 laps left, so it's definitely going to be hard to feel safe at this 2.5 mile track, so we most definitely will have to be making a pit stop before the end of the stage.
Of course, halfway break the end of lap number 40. Playoff battles tonight. Just 4 races remain in the regular season. Of course, weird field tonight. Usually have well over 25 cars, but like I said, I milked it a few times now. Probably should stop with that. It is what it is. Connor Haverhill just enters +4 over the cut line, and then Andrew Stacy's got to have a good night. He's starting in 15th, right next to his teammate Haverhill. That should be interesting. Here we go. White Graham gonna lead the field to the green flag at Indianapolis for race 15 of the Cup Series season. This is the most famous racetrack on Earth. 4 races to the playoffs. This is the Brickyard 400 in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series for Season 4. We're underway. Down the backstretch they go for the opening time. White is clear on Mac Rabbi, ready about 4/10 of a second. Down to the grass goes Havrilla, getting blocked by his teammate Andrew Stacy. Of course, the top two, 12th and 13th in points, battling for that final playoff spot. As they head through 3 and into turn number 4, side by side on the outside, there's Braden Hunsaker door to door with Cole Clausen for 9th place. Matthew White is going to lead lap 1 of the Brickyard 400. He's already got a 7/10 second lead, 3 wide. Cameron Chandler being split back there. Max DiFilippi around him to the inside. He goes! He slides up right in front of Chandler. He'll split him 3 wide. There's Hunsaker as well. Ashton Miller nearly got a piece of it. DiFilippi way up the racetrack again as Chandler gets to his bumper. Down in the backstretch they head at Indy. Gary Smith can push around. There's Cole Clausen around the outside as well. Cameron Chandler dropping back here. More cars with runs down this backstretch. There is this 83 of Gordon. Havrilla makes contact with Chandler. He's up the racetrack big time. He'll slide up. There's Caleb Gordon as well. The 96 of Andrew Stacy involved 3 wide. Connor Aswell makes his way around the 850 of Havrilla. He'll slide up nearly to his door again. My goodness, what a chaotic start to this Brickyard 400. Smith right ahead of Chandler, who currently runs 9th. We've got a side-by-side battle here. Jacob Clarino to the inside of Payson Lindsay for 3rd place. What a run Clarino is having early in this race. There's the 81 of Sean Hilkich as well, involved down this backstretch. Where will Hilkich and the 81 go? Still, it's the 33 of Clarino now getting blocked by Payson Lindsay to the inside. Back down the front straightaway they head here at Indy. Side-by-side battle now for 6th place. Braden Hunsaker to the inside of Ashton Miller was messed down the back front straightaway as well. Cameron Chandler on the low side. There's Cole Clausen trying to push him. Hunsaker is clear. There is Chandler to the inside of DiFilippi. Will take 9th place away. DiFilippi up the racetrack. Here comes Cole Clausen trying to break inside the top 10. 3 wide. Caleb Gordon just got into the wall back there. There's the 11 Rodriguez around him. So will William Reagan. We're on lap 4 of this season number 4, Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Here is Hunsaker to the inside of the 81 of Sean Hilkich. First, 5th place, he'll clear him. Braden Hunsaker making headway. We've got a car spinning in the back off to the grass, and around goes the 80 of Giesbrecht. Automatic cautions are on for this race. We'll see if Giesbrecht gets going. He's currently in the grass. They're giving him a minute, and he's back rolling. We'll stay green. So Matthew White's got a ready 1.2 second lead over Mac Rabb. Head back in a 1 and through 2 here at Indianapolis again. Now here's Hunsaker to the inside of the 870. Ooh, we got a crash, I believe, happening somewhere. Connor Aswell just hit the wall hard. Caution is out. That 72 is in the fence, and he has damage. Yellow flag at number 1 on lap 5. Let's take a look at what happens. I believe Rodriguez possibly was involved as well. So he just gets loose all by himself, and then spins. Oh, he destroys Rodriguez. Into the wall he goes. I don't understand what Asbel was doing there. Just completely lost it all by his own, and wrecks the race car, and he also wrecks Diego Rodriguez. Let's look from the 11s on board. Asbel up the racetrack here, only in lap 5. and completely loses the race car. And then he comes back, takes out Rodriguez, who goes head on to the wall. And that could be day over already for him. And gonna be interested to see what happens. This is not a well-timed caution at all.
Yeah, Asbel has just been having a terrible season so far. I mean, kind of reminds me of Kyle Busch, just kind of washed, honestly.
He won that one race at Fontana. It's been awful ever since it completely takes out the 11. And they crash here on lap 6 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rodriguez is pitting. Giesbrecht somehow got a ton of damage. Where did that come from? Let's take a look.
Probably when he spun before, maybe? I don't know.
He was completely clean. I think he wrecked again. Caution is out, and he wrecks. Oh my goodness, he loses the car and wrecks. Caution is already out.
That is crazy turn of events here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I don't understand. These two are teammates at Giesbrecht Racing Management. My goodness, they did not have a good lap there. Both their cars are destroyed. They finished back-to-back. They finished last and second to last a few times this season already. Cars coming to pit road. Gary Smith is staying out. Connor Havrilla, I believe he's going to pit. Only one staying, Havrilla stays out. Only two staying out are Smith and Havrilla. Everyone else going to come to pit here. This definitely makes things interesting. On lap 6 of the Brickyard 400. Alright, cars to the pits from Indy. It's going to be fuel only for Matthew White, Matt Grab off pit road. Here is Hunsaker. He'll gain another spot. He's been driving through the field. He's now up to third. Off pit road, Lindsay's fourth. Hilquich fifth. There is Miller, Cameron Chandler as well. So 2 cars stay out. Gary Smith will assume the lead here. Connor Asbel has damage. We'll see if he's able to continue. And there are the two
this
teammates.
is a very interesting caution because we still just barely can't make it. We got about 3 laps short, so gonna be interesting. I don't know if you can fuel save or not, but maybe someone's willing to take the risk to fuel save if we don't get any more cautions in this stage.
We will see. So we are on lap 7 of this Brickyard 400. It's been pretty chaotic race to say the least so far. Connor Asbel is going to continue in this race, luckily. Doesn't have any terminal damage. We're going to come to the shoes this time by. And we'll restart on lap 9 of this Indianapolis Brickyard 400. 2 cars still on pit road, of course, Rodriguez and Giesbrecht. And they both possibly have terminal damage. I don't understand how Giesbrecht crashed there under caution. I don't really know what he was doing. Yeah, definitely not the greatest look for the whole race team there. After both your cars wrecked on lap 7 of the Indianapolis Brickyard 400. We got cars pitting. Connor Havrilla, he's going to actually elect a pit here. That'll force the outside to, or maybe force the outside. I forgot we had to choose for a second. For Matthew White, we'll see what happens down this front straightaway. So Smith goes low. White's going to go outside here. So we'll see how the outside works for Matthew White. We got a car smoking on pit road. That's Logan Giesbrecht. Oh, as Havrilla misses his pit box. Luckily, he's not with too many other cars, so this won't matter too much. Logan Giesbrecht, I believe, has retired from this race. I'm not really surprised. That car was literally on fire. So it's going to be another DNF for Giesbrecht, and somehow with this second lowest grid we've had all season long, he's going to still score no points. I mean, Giesbrecht had a good start to the season, entered actually just inside the playoffs, but it's been awful ever since. Here we go, Gary Smith and Matthew White on the front row for the restart. All right, so we are only now going to be 9 laps into the Indianapolis Brickyard 400. Working caution at number 1. Gary Smith stays out, so he's going to be on a little bit of a different fuel strategy. Obviously, nobody else took tires, so it won't matter in that situation. Can Matthew White, though, get a good restart around the outside lane? Here we go. First restart of the day from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Smith, White, front row, and we're back to green. Good restart for Gary Smith and Matt Grab on the bottom. Can Matt Grab clear Matthew White? Smith's going to block outside. Here is Grab to the inside of the 7 of White. White, though, good momentum around the outside. Oh, but Matt Grab trying to get there. He gets Matthew White ever so slightly loose, but he's going to fall in line. Matthew White out a second. He'll chase down your leader, Gary Smith. Ooh, Matt Grab got tight. Here's Hunsicker to the inside now for 3rd place. Braden Hunsicker trying to take P3 away. A huge run as well. Trying to get there on Matthew White as they all close up to each other. Back in the 3. Ashton Miller moved up the racetrack there. He's got Cameron Chandler who's inside. Mason Lindsay there as well. As Chandler in the 8 makes his way to the inside of the 99, his teammate. Here's Ashton Miller going to go. Down the front stretch they race yet again. Side-by-side action for 6th place. Lap number 10 underway here in the Brickyard 400. Way up the racetrack goes Payson Lindsay. He'll lose that spot to Cameron Chandler. Now he's got Ashton Miller who's inside. Big move. Here's Connor Haverhill to the inside of John Butler. And there's the 87 of D. Filippi up there as well. Haverhill down low in the 09. Trying to take that spot away. Battle for 13th place as they make contact nearly. Butler's going to fall to P14. Here comes Connor Asbell with some momentum back into 3 and 4. Here's Miller to the inside of Clarina. Battle for 8th place. Ooh, almost making contact. Big block. D. Filippi to the inside, blocking Haverhill. Here's Andrew Stacy working on Ashton Miller as well. Really aggressive racing. In the wall goes Payson Lindsay. He might fall back. Everyone, though, all over each other down the backstretch. They head yet again from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Look at this terrain as well. You got a really arrow block. Gonna battle for 2nd. Here is the 77 Braden Hunsicker around his teammate Matthew White. The 77 Hunsicker is up to 2nd place. White back to 3rd. Here's Matt Grab running in 4th. Sean Dopich currently in P5. There's Cameron Chandler as well involved. Back down the front straightaway they head. Good run coming down low for the 96 of Andrew Stacy. There is Stacy to the inside of Ashton Miller for 9th place. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Miller gets loose. Now here comes Caleb Gordon to the inside. Oh, contact! Hard to the wall. Max D. Filippi slams it with Cole Clausen. Caution is out. And Max D. Filippi is destroyed. Cole Clausen has damage. He is to the inside there. If we can actually get an angle in, and my God, iRacing's Indy angles suck. He's going to drive away, but he definitely... Oh, yeah, that wheel is really torn up for Cole Clausen. I don't understand what...
There goes my race, man.
I don't really know what Max D. Filippi was doing there. Lost it all on his own. 2nd caution now of the night. So he's on by himself. Just drives down on John Butler and then hooks into the wall hard. And what a hard hit. And there's the 71 of Clausen also, of course. He gets pretty torn up as well. My goodness. Only 13 laps into this race. We have 2 cautions already. Let's ride along with Cole Clausen. Yeah, just I don't know what he's doing. Completely destroys Clausen and his own race car. Gotta think D. Filippi may have something coming his way if that's the kind of thing he was gonna pull.
And this is what happens when you pull up Xfinity drivers into Cup. I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. I just don't know what we're doing out here, but about to get the damage report here from iRacing, and oh, too far left. Too much damage. We're done. Well, that freaking sucks.
Wow. Okay, that's so unfortunate for Cole Clausen and Max DeFilippi. It's only going to be 15 cars left in this race. It's terrible, if you ask me. This race has been a disaster so far. Gary Smith is going to pit here. That will give the lead to Braden Hunsaker. So behind them, they go to come to pit road as well. All right. So we're only now 14 laps into the Brickyard 400. We have had nothing but chaos tonight. John Butler, William Reagan also on pit road back there to Johnson Motorsports teammates. All right. So it'd be nice if we get some good running in. We're only going to have 15 cars left in that race, only 14 laps, and that's going to be a new record. That is awful. So this race has not gone the plan, unfortunately, so far. But Braden Hunsaker is your current leader. Matthew White is second. Matt Crabb third. Hillquist, Chandler, Clarino, Lindsay, Miller, Stacy Gordon rounding out your top 10. So we're going to come to the choose this time by. We're going to have still 25 laps to go to the halfway break from Indianapolis. All right, so coming to the choose this time by. Low goes Hunsaker, outside goes White. They choose side by side behind him as well. Kind of inside outside for a lot of it. With the choose going here. Now going to be side by side between Highline Motorsports teammates Braden Hunsaker and Matthew White for the restart. Only 15 cars left here on the lead lap, already in Indy. Hopefully we get a good run in here. We've already had 2 caution flags in the first 15 laps. All right. So, of course, Hunsaker has 2 wins this season. The last win came at Gateway. Gateway's the only other race that had less than 20 cars. Could this be maybe same thing all over again for him? He was really driving his way up through the field. Currently has the lead. To his outside goes Matthew White. Look back to 6th place, Cameron Chandler. He's had kind of a quiet day so far, but still a lot of racing left to go. Not a whole lot of cars left. All right. Hunsaker and White gonna lead the field back to the green flag. Here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Working caution number 2. side by side for the restart. We are back underway from the Brickyard. Side by side, even restart. Bit of a better start though for Hunsaker. He'll clear up on the 7 of White if he can actually get clear up, but White is still there, going door to door with it. Here comes Matthew White around the outside. Hunsaker's gonna clear. Oh, he gets really loose though, right ahead of his teammate. To the inside, there goes Sean Hilkwich on Matt Grab. There's the 8 of Cameron Chandler working low in the 33 of Jacob Clarino as they head down the back straightaway at Indianapolis. Here's White now to the inside of his teammate, Hunsaker. Cameron Chandler there in the 8. Did they save enough, though, to make it to the end of the stage? We'll have to see. Chandler looking to go side by side with Midland. He's got a Gary Smith in the 97 to his outside. Ooh, the wall ever so slightly. That was Gary Smith. And down low, here's Clarino. There is the 96 of Andrew Stacy and the 97 there of Gary Smith. Back in 1 and 2. Pace and Lindsay falling back to his inside goes Connor Haverhill about number 10. Way up the racetrack again. Here comes the 72 of Connor Asbell to the inside of Lindsay. Asbell trying to take 11th away here. And top 2, Matthew White and Braden Hunsaker have pulled away by about a second over Matt Grab. Here we go. There's the 8 of Chandler trying to look inside of Ashton Miller for 6th. And that 79 car currently running inside the top 10. Down the front stretch, they snake yet again to lap 18. Wait, got a bit of a bobble there. As they will head back into 1 and 2. 2 leaders still nose to tail. And your 2 teammates up front. Clarino gets a little bit loose there. There's Gary Smith working inside of Andrew Stacy. Stacy's got to be careful running inside the top 10. -4 to the cut line entering. He's got his teammate and his playoff rival, Connor Haverhill, all over his back bumper as they head down the back straightaway here.
Yeah, we got some breaking news here. CJ Erdman just announced that Max DiFilippi has been fired from questionable motorsports.
Oh, that happened already.
Oh, yeah.
That happened. DiFilippi actually on another team.
Well, hopefully he's banned from that team too.
You're talking to the owner of that team.
Oh, whoopsie.
As that the racetrack goes, oh, Haverhill is loose. Gary Smith got to his bumper. Haverhill to the inside of Andrew Stacy. I'll save it for now. Stacy up the racetrack again as Smith is loose at the bottom. Here is Connor Asbell all the way down low. Where's Caleb Gordon gonna go? 3 wide for a second. Pace and Lindsay involved in this mess as well. Ooh, he's gonna block there on Connor Asbell. Here is Gordon to the inside of that 72 car. William Reagan and John Butler going door to door as well back there. Reagan up the racetrack to the door of his teammate. To lap 20 of this Brickyard 400. And grab back to 1 and 2. There is Hilkwich currently running inside the top 5. He would love a first career win tonight. Jacob Clarino having such a good day in 5th. Braden Hunsaker has pulled about 9/10 of a second over Matthew White, who is starting to get ran down by Matt Grab there in the 53 car. So he's still, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to be good on fuel here. There's the 8 of Chandler. He's pulled away by about 2 or maybe a second or so over Connor Haverhill. There's Stacy, there's Lindsay as well, Connor Asbell, Caleb Gordon, Gary Smith running 13th, John Butler, and William Reagan. single file for pretty much all the fields. Braden Hunsinger still with the lead in this race. A bit of racing going on. To the inside now. Outside goes Gary Smith on the 83 of Gordon. Ooh, Smith gets a little bit tight there and moves up the racetrack. This is a battle for 11th place. Asbell just had an issue. Where is he? I don't understand where he is. Connor Asbell has just disconnected. I don't know what happened to him. Wow. Here's Butler, the inside of the 83 of Gordon. Down the front stretch they will head yet again, as now John Butler looking inside of that 83 machine. Matthew White about 7 or so tenths back on your leader Hunsinger as they head back into one. Butler now around Gordon. We might slide at the racetrack again. Gordon back to his bumper. Liam Reagan waiting back there as well. Still only 23 laps into this Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There's Ashton Miller, there's the Adam Chandler. There is Hunsinger, your current leader, second, White, third, Mac Graff, fourth, Hilkich, and fifth, Jacob Clarino. Now Miller all over the back bumper of Chandler, trying to make his way around him for 6th place. Obviously, like I said before the race went underway, dirty air going to be such a big key in this race tonight. See how it affects the race throughout the rest of the night. Miller's got a run here on Chandler. Down the back stretch they go. Cannot find a way around him just yet. Matthew Wood, of course, already got that bonus point. He, coming off a really good week, of course, won the pole tonight. Got that bonus point, extend his points lead just a little bit over Cameron Chandler. He also won the Truck Series Championship last night at IRP. Race early for Talladega. So got that locked up already. And also won at Watkins Glen in the Cup Series last week. Ooh, Hunsinger, a bit of a moment there. He's been out front since the last restart in that 77 car. But he is starting to get a little bit loose. Maybe tires starting to go away. Gotta be wondering, how much are they saving? They weren't that short on fuel to the stage. So they might be able to make it here. Just 15 to go to the halfway break at Indianapolis. Coming to lap 26, the Brickyard 400. Miller's been getting close to this 8 of Chandler. Really hasn't been able to make a move or anything. Has kind of had to stay in line for now. There is Clarino starting to maybe run downhill, whichever so slightly. Of course, as tires wear out, things will change throughout this race. Though, still with about an 0.8 of a second lead over his teammate Matthew White. White is definitely not too steady. That 7 cars a little bit sideways. There's Chandler still running in 6th. back into turn number 1 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There's that 33 of Jacob Carino making his way through as well. So single file, even spread out for most of the field here at Indy. Matthew White, though, has been running a little bit quicker than the 77 months of his teammate. Last 2 laps starting to close out that gap for the lead, back to about 0.5 of a second. Hunsaker, of course, goes all the way down low to break the draft. You just see the snake all the time at tracks like Pocono and Indianapolis down the straightaways. Hunsaker hit the wall a little bit there of corner entry. Oh, he is sideways. He's starting to struggle now as Braden Hunsaker. Almost had to catch that thing. Nearly went around. He is loose again in the 77. Really losing the back end of that race car. White, though, not really closing up the gap too much. The wall has been saving him. Hunsaker, I should say. He's been able to bounce off that a couple of times and keep on going. White, I've seen his car a little bit loose, but Hunsaker definitely the loosest one out of these two. Thought we saw a battle back here. It's just Andrew Stacy still single file. Here is 10th place, Payson Lindsay. Hunsaker, though, still leading at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but Matthew White, ooh, as he gets loose again, so does White. Matt Grab hit the wall a little bit there, currently running in 3rd, having a good day, needs this run tonight. So many drivers having really good runs tonight that need them. Payson Lindsay in 10th, Andrew Stacy 9th, but still you got Connor Havrillo, who's +4 entering in 8th place. And then, of course, Matt Grab running in 3rd. This is going to make points so interesting if they finish like this in the stage, of course, then race results. It'll only be three races remaining before the playoffs. Richmond next week, then we got Kansas in 2 weeks. We get a week off, and then the Daytona regular season finale. Coming to lap 30 in the Brickyard 400. Arena nearly to the grass there. Cameron Chandler and Ashton Miller starting to run down that 33 car. Of course, a little bit of a longer run here. His tires wearing out differently than they have been all day. So, fuel situation, I'm assuming they've been saving. So, they were only about 3 laps short, but that's still not that easy to save here in Indianapolis. We'll see as the run goes on if anyone still has to pit. Gary Smith, I think, is the best one on fuel. He, of course, caution came out about maybe 3 or so laps after he stayed out. So he's going to be good on fuel here, I think. So Gamble could pay out in a decent way if some drivers have to pit for Gary Smith. Andrew Stacy has a little bit of front end damage I just saw. Jared on his 97 car. Looks like he hit the wall ever so slightly. Now you got maybe a 3-way battle here for 5th place. Clarino is having such a good day. Was so fast in practice. Top of the board. Qualified inside the top 5 and is currently running in 5th. He's having an amazing day here. Beating guys like Ashton Miller, Cameron Chandler, Payson Lindsay, and more. Chandler, though, starting to close up the back bumper of that 33 car. Maybe handily going away on Clarino's machine. As he breaks the draft down this front stretch. Also got to talk about how tough this is going to be for Cole Clausen. He'll finish outside the top 15, of course, with the DNF. We'll have to see how the points shake up after this with other drivers having such good runs. Ooh, Cameron Chandler, big slide off corner exit. Now Ashton Miller, he's got momentum down this backstretch. Where is he going to take it? I mean, dirty air is such a big factor. Probably the biggest factor we have in the Cup Series this season. Dirty air. So hard to make a move. We've seen single file racing for a while now. Caution though coming at 7 to go to the halfway break. And Matt Grab actually starting to close up the back bumper of Matthew White and Braden Hunsaker. He's starting to run quick. We know him as a long run driver, currently running in third. If he finishes third in the stage, he will get 8 stage points, so it'll be a great point situation for Matt Grab here. Nearly to the wall he goes. Once again, down this front straightaway as they weave back and forth. I mean, track position tonight really going to be gained on the restarts and, of course, probably on pit road. It is so hard to pass. Just under green, long green flag runs, even with tire wear, not really making too much of a difference in this race. Gilchrist just having a really solid run inside the top 5. There is Clarino in 5th, well, like we mentioned. Cameron Chandler running in 6th place, and Ashton Miller is 7th behind him. There is Avrilla running in 8th. Andrew Stacy currently 9th, and there's Pace and Lindsay. Final car inside the top 10 to get a pass happening. John Butler to the inside of the 97 there of Gary Smith. He's going to take that spot away. That was for 11th place. Smith, though's got momentum. We try to make a pass back. Caleb Gordon looking out of line just for a quick second. Ooh, Gordon got loose right in front of William Reagan, who's going to try to make his way to the inside. They're all over each other back here. Smith up the racetrack yet again. Gordon going to try to just drive around him. There is the 36 of Reagan as well. They're going to both pass him. Reagan up to 13th, Gordon up to 12th. Smith back to P14. 6 laps to go to the halfway break. Gary Smith, probably one of those drivers, definitely hoping for that caution to come out very, very soon. Up front, this top 3 have really pulled away. And they're starting to get nose to tail, maybe. Matt Grab has caught Matthew White. Matthew White not letting Hunsaker go away either. Ooh, the wall goes Hunsaker. Matthew White was loose as well. Here comes Matt Grab with some momentum. Matthew White again is sideways. Matt Grab hits the wall a little bit. Grab's got to run down this back straightaway. And even the runs haven't really been too great or anything in this race so far. Ultimately, it was such a tough place to pass in the Cup Series. Battle, I thought I saw Ashton Miller side by side with the 8 of Chandler. Definitely saw that wrong. 4 to go to the halfway break though this time by. White in the wall a little bit, right ahead of Matt Grab. They weave their way down the backstretch yet again here at Indy. Hunsaker, though, just trying to hold on to this stage win. It would be, of course, a playoff point. 10 stage points, really good in the points. He already has jumped. Bryce Benton in the points after Benton's penalty. If Miller finishes here 7th here in the stage, he'll jump Benton as well, and the 9 will fall to 5th in points. Big loose bumper though for Cameron Chandler. Ashton Miller's all over his back bumper. Three to go to the halfway break at Indianapolis. That grab, who's now Miller was trying to look inside on Chandler. Cannot get there, though. Battle for 6th place. comes Miller, run down the backstretch. Where is he going to take it? Can't go anywhere just yet, has to stay in line. I mean, we've really seen nobody be able to take runs to good places up front. Battle back in the outside the top 10 has been good, but other than that, it's really been not too much going on. It's now enough loose him up there a couple of times for Cameron Chandler. Here's Matt Grab to the inside of Matthew White for second place. Matt Grab good here in the long run. He's door to door, trying to get 9 stage points here. If he gets second, he's side by side with White. They're going to race door to door with 2 to go to the stage. For P2. Still side by side, racing down the backstretch. This is allowing Hunsaker to pull a bit of a bigger lead. Ooh, White's going to try to side draft aggressively on Matt Grab. Grab all the way down low on Matthew White. White gets loose on the outside, still not giving though. Coming to 1 to go in the stage this time. Battle for second is on. Matthew White is loose up to the racetrack, has to lift, and he lets Matt Grab go. Grab to second, White back to third. They all the way blocked down low. Matt Grab, great job taking that spot away. Here is Cameron Chandler outside on Ashton Miller. I believe Chandler may have let him go. Looks like he did. A couple of passes here. Final lap now of the stage. Heading down the back straightaway one more time on the stage. Big block to the inside. Here's Jacob Carino trying to take the spot away from Sean Helmuth. Everyone's trying to save it to the end to have enough fuel. It's going to be really, really close, but everyone should be good at the end of the stage. Just barely. Through the final corner and back down the front straightaway goes Braden Hunsaker. Matt Grab was catching him, but Hunsaker's going to see the green and white checker flag. Matt Grab a big run to the inside. He goes for the stage. Hunsaker barely got it over Matt Grab. Caution's going to come out. Grab is to the inside. The yellow's not out yet because the stage technically isn't over. Now it's out. Hunsaker still kept the lead. Let's take a look real quick. I don't know why Hunsaker slowed up that much. He might have been out of fuel. I don't know. We'll see. It's right along with the 77. Oh, he is. I don't know. Kind of sounds like it's running low as he comes to the green and white checker. Matt Grab almost took that spot away. That was insane. He knew Matt Grab was fast there at the end. Down the front straightaway, obviously Hunsaker, some sort of fuel issue. Matt Grab nearly got him at the line. That was how close it was. Photo finish for the stage win. My goodness, that was not really what I expected there after all of that racing, and this was the margin of victory for the stage. My goodness, that was insane. Hunsaker's still running. I don't know why he slowed down that much. Under the halfway break from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lap 42 currently underway from Indy. We're going to come to pit road this time by. We'll be right back from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Halfway break pit stops coming up. All right, pit stops coming up here at the halfway break. I don't know why Braden Hunsaker's all the way down low. And there they go. Okay, I don't know what we're doing. But coming to pit road this time. Hilkwich, I believe he had the pit. So he's going to go to the, I don't know, he's probably, pit road was closed when he came in. probably going to have to go to the tail end of the longest line. It was probably out of fuel, so that is very interesting for Sean Hillquist. Just got word that he's probably going to have to go tail end of the longest line now. Unfortunate for the driver of the 81. Obviously, can't pit early and then stay out and then get the lead from this. That's not how this works. You're going to have to go tail end of the longest line because pit road was closed. All right, here we go. Halfway break pit stops at Indianapolis. Of course, Hillquist is having a really good day inside the top 5. This is definitely going to hurt his momentum. Probably going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires. So Matt Graff had to back up a little bit. That could cost him. Here we go. Might even lose second to Matthew White here. Hunsaker off pit road first. Good stop, Matthew White. Really good stop, and Matthew White's going to win the race off pit road. Hunsaker is going to be second. Third is going to be Graff. Fourth, Reno. He jumps Hillquist, who would, of course, pit early. There is Miller. Was the 8 of Chandler. I believe Hillquist at least got a penalty. He should have. Well, assuming he will. Yeah, pit road was closed. So Hillquist going to have to go tail end of the longest line. So Matthew White gets the lead from Braden Hunsaker here off pit road. Falling to third now is Matt Graff. Of course, as how important track position is tonight, that is big. Ultimately for this race, still a couple cars on pit road. There's Connor Havrilla and Gary Smith with extended pit stops. Of course, Matt Graff got 9 stage points there. That is going to help him in the points a lot, and especially if he can finish somewhere here inside the top 5. That'll help him even more. Oh, Matt Graff going to the rear. Was just talking about him. Speeding penalty on pit road. That is tough for the driver of the 53. That is bad news for him. He will go to the rear. Wow. Yes, Hillquist, of course, will go to the rear as well because of that pitting too early. Coming to the shoes. 2 cars go inside second row, of course, inside, outside, Hunsaker and White. Now we'll go second row to Cameron Chandler as Miller went low. Kind of surprised by that. Butler going to starting here at 6th. Couple of penalties. Hillquist and Grab, and puts him inside the top 10 now. Stacy goes to the rear, so does Pace and Lindsay. There's Havrilla and Gary Smith rolling off of pit road. We're going to restart on lap 45. Going to be 36 laps remaining in the Brickyard 400. Matthew White now with the lead. To his outside, going to be Braden Hunsaker. Could be a really aggressive restart. Of course, Matt Graff, Sean Hillquist both go to the rear of the field. Pit road penalties. That is definitely really unfortunate for those two. Matt Graff especially needed these points. Of course, got 9 in the stage, though. Not going to be all bad for the driver of the 53 car, and still has an opportunity here to make up some points in track position. Going to be White and Hunsaker here on the front row for the restart. 2 Highline Motorsports teammates. They both led the most laps tonight. Hunsaker, of course, won the stage, but lost the lead off of pit road. Can anyone back there do anything to challenge? Cameron Chandler now there in the second row. Here we go. Halfway break is complete. 3rd caution of the day. And a pace car is going to make that hard left turn back to the pits. The Brickyard 400 is green and back underway. Good restart by White. He's already clear of Braden Hunsaker as they head down the front straightaway yet again here at Indianapolis. Hunsaker to second. Chandler trying to go around the outside of Florino. He'll get third away. Definitely got to be wondering why did Ashton Miller not choose, and he's going to lose a spot. Back to 6th goes Miller. Definitely not the greatest choose for the driver of the 79 as they head down this backstretch at Indy. Inside now is Miller trying to take 5th away from Caleb Gordon. Gordon, though, around the outside outside of Miller. He'll re-clear him, but he's up the racetrack. Here comes that 79 of Ashton Miller. He's there to the inside, almost making contact there with Caleb Gordon. Oh, Gordon at the racetrack, he's in the wall. Big hit there for the 83 car. He loses momentum, he'll get passed by Miller. Now here comes Reagan, getting split 3 wide. Haverhill to the outside as well. 3 wide, into 1. Look at this mess back here. Hilkwich gonna move John Butler right up the racetrack. Andrew Stacy there as well. Butler nearly into the wall. There's Andrew Stacy, gets into the fence ever so slightly. It's chaotic racing back here. This Mac as well, of course, after the speeding penalty. To the wall again goes Caleb Gordon. He's got Payson Lindsay all over his back bumper. And I don't think they're going to have enough to make it to the end of the race. They're going to have to pit if we don't get a caution here in the second half. Stacy looking inside of Hilkwich. Now he's going to drop back. Matt Grab with a run around the outside. He's got good momentum. Ooh, to the wall goes Hilkwich in the 81. Up the racetrack now goes Andrew Stacy. He's got Matt Grab, who's inside 2 drivers battling inside the playoff cut line. They lost spots on pit road, and of course, maybe Matt Grab, of course, had that pit road speeding penalties. This is now a battle for 12th place. But both of them got stage points. Payson Lindsay working to the inside of Caleb Gordon back there. Still side by side. Matt Grab has to fall back in line. We know that 53 car is fast, but it's just a really unfortunate penalty setting him back. Oh, the wall. Andrew Stacy, that was a pretty decent hit. Will it give him any damage? We'll have to wait and see. In the line that goes 1 and 2 yet again. Up front, it's Braden Hunsaker second and Matthew White, your leader. Of course, took it off pit road from Hunsaker. Running third, there is Chandler. Fourth, Clarino. Fifth, now Ashton Miller. Racetrack goes John Butler. Here comes Hilkwich trying to get positions back for 10th place. There yet again, side by side down this front stretch at Indy. Hilkwich trying to drive it down low through 1 and 2. They go yet again. He's going to slide up the racetrack. To the door of the 09, into the wall goes John Butler a little bit. Andrew Stacy at the wall as well, ever so slightly. Matt Grab pressuring Andrew Stacy back there where they all block down low. Matt Grab to the inside, nearly through the grass. What a pass to the inside he goes. Andrew Stacy not giving this one up easily. He door slams him. They're squeezing each other, and Matt Grab takes the spot. Side by side again, there's John Butler and Sean Hilkwich still racing door to door. Butler nearly to the wall. They're side by side, side drafting each other, coming to lap 50. .31 laps to go at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hilkwich, though, still on the bottom of John Butler. Matt Grab trying to find his way in line. He's down low, gonna slide up to the door and almost makes contact with that 09 car. Butler losing spots. Now he's got Andrew Stacy to his inside. Andrew Stacy's trying to take 12th place away. He will. Butler up the racetrack again. Here comes Gary Smith. 413. Keeps falling on back. Final up front. Cameron Chandler has kind of separated himself away from Clarino and Miller. Clarino now trying to hold off Ashton Miller here. once again, they race down the back stretch at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Matthew White, your current leader. Second is Hunsicker. Third, Chandler. Fourth, Clarino. Fifth, Miller. .30 laps to go in the Brickyard 400. They're all trying to save as well, so we'll see if they can make it to the end. They were maybe about 10 or so short. It's very, very insane to try to save all that. We got a car pitting. That's Pace and Lindsay early on pit road. That's much earlier. He's going to really get close down here. I hope he doesn't speed. That is so early. 29 laps to go. Already he's on pit road into the wall. Ever so slightly goes Matthew White. I believe Matthew White is probably trying to save here. Let's ride along and listen. Maybe not. So they all might have just kind of accepted that they probably can't make it to the end of the race on this fuel tank. Down the front straightaway goes Matthew White across the yard of Ricks yet again. Of course, leading this race by about 7 or 8 tenths of a second now over Braden Hunsicker. Currently runs in second place. Matthew, of course, looking for his second Brickyard 400 win. Pace and Lindsay rolls off pit road just ahead of him. Gets a little bit of a tow down this back straightaway from that 90 car. Working now, lap 54, the Indianapolis Brickyard 400. Matthew White, your current leader. Second, Hunsicker. Third, now Cameron Chandler, Clarino. Now you got Miller. He's starting to battle with Connor Havrillo. Havrillo's got a run here. He'll look inside and one. Cannot get there. Miller has been trying to pass Jacob Clarino, and now he's falling back, possibly to 6th place here. Caution is out. Sean Hillquich, I believe, might have had an issue. Not exactly quite sure what it's for. Let's take a look. Cameron, so I don't know what it was for. What was that for? Caution. What was the caution for? So we're looking to try to find when actual yellow was. What it was for? I don't. Hilquich just hit it. I don't understand. What was the caution for? There was nothing on the racetrack. I don't know why the caution came out. Hilquich was running off pit road. I have no idea why the caution's out. I'm really confused. All right, so come to pit road here. Caution is out. It's gonna be labeled as a precaution. So here we go. Coming to the pits. I think this should make it good to the end of the race now. We already had 2 cars pit. That was Lindsay and Hillquich. I think they're gonna be able to maybe stay out if they have enough. It's gonna be close with those two. I think they're gonna stay out here. Yes, they will. And Hillquich will assume the lead. from the. He took it now an early strategy here. Same thing with Pace and Lindsay. Hillquich, of course, got bit by that pit road penalty. It's going to work out in his favor perfectly. As they come to pit. Matt Grab, gotta hope he doesn't slide through his box this time. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, it looks like. I think the other now leaders took 4 tires as well. Matthew White only takes 2. Second is kind of the Hunsaker. Ashton Miller rolls off 3rd. 4th going to be Chandler as they roll off behind them. So caution could be labeled as debris caution. You can ask Cameron Chandler why that came out. All right. So here we go. We're going to come to the choose this time by. Now it's going to be Matthew White, 3rd place. Hunsaker 4th, Miller 5th. And most likely the front row going to be Hillquich and Lindsay here. Hillquich could be in a good position. He was running in the top 5 before his pit road penalty. And he's got fresher tires. I think he's got fresh tires. We're going to real quick take a look. I'll do this actually after the choose. We'll take a look to see if he actually took 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You know he has a fast race car. He's been searching for that first ever win, and he's currently got the lead over halfway through this Brickyard 400. Let's choose here on lap 57, and we'll restart on lap 58. 23 laps to go only in this Brickyard 400. Starting to come to the closing stages of this one. Here we go, it's choose time. So, gotta imagine inside Hillquich, obviously. Outside gonna be Lindsay. Inside goes White. Outside Hunsaker. Inside, outside, inside. Outside, what? Okay, I don't know why he chose outside. But he chose behind them. Matt Grab kind of ruined the whole streak. Kind of an interesting strategy there for Grab. Alright, let's real quick take a look. Did Hillquich take tires? No, he didn't. It was fuel only for Sean Hillquich, so that is going to be a little bit of a key here. I believe Pace and Lindsay took tires, though. So that is key. Matthew White, he took 2 tires in this last stop, so it's definitely more. But is it enough for Matthew White? Restart, of course, like I said, with 23 laps to go in the Brickyard 400. So, the debris caution comes out. Going to have Hillquich and Lindsay here on the front row for the restart. All right. Ready to restart from Indianapolis. The Brickyard 400 coming to the closing 20 laps of this race pretty soon. Hillquich and Lindsay, they pitted before. Caution came out. They stay out. They'll assume the lead. Front row. Row number 2. Matthew White, Braden Hunsaker. Kind of restarts, so they're going to get back there. Can Hunsaker jump White like he did before to try to retake the lead in the Brickyard 400? Here we go. 23 laps remain in Indy. Hillquich and Lindsay going to lead this field back to the green flag. Back underway. Good restart. Hillquich, he is clear on Matthew White and Pace and Lindsay. Lindsay get a block. Oh my goodness, what a block. Down low as Matthew White is crashing. He takes out Hunsaker. They're wrecking big time. A huge wreck. Into 1. Cameron Chandler involved. Matthew White's got big damage. Braden Hunsaker is destroyed. Chandler has damage. What was Pace and Lindsay thinking? That was awful. A huge wreck happens, and so many top contenders taken out in that one. I don't understand what Pace and Lindsay was thinking there. That was one of the worst moves I've ever seen. So here we go. White gets a great restart, and then what is Lindsay doing? He just completely blocks. Of course, White sideways, can't save it, hooks his teammate, the 77 Hunsaker, and then puts Cameron Chandler on the wall. Ashton Miller got a piece of it as well. Right along with Matthew White here. That was just unbelievable. So, where are we going here? Where are we going? Then White couldn't save it, he close to the 77. Andrew Stacy went hard into the wall as well. My goodness. That changes everything. And I don't think Matthew White or Hunsaker or all the other drivers involved in that one are going to be very happy here. I mean, Payson, that was just pretty unnecessary. And then obviously, White couldn't hang on to it. He had such a run. I don't understand what that was. He blocked him all the way to the wall. That was far enough. Matt Gribe got a little piece of it. He might have some front end damage. Hard to the wall. Head on goes Hunsaker. My goodness. What? I don't understand. Let's ride along with Pace and Lindsay from the rear ends. Obviously, doing a great restart. It just completely blocks all the way down low. He's coming off multiple suspensions, so you would think he would. Oh, Matt Grab actually got through, I think. You would think he would maybe be a little more careful. Let's ride along now with Matt Grab. See what kind of view he had. Whoa, got a little piece of it. Mostly unscathed for the driver of the 53. All right, so we have a couple of cars that are pitting. Matt Grab is one of them. He's down pit road. Obviously, Matthew White pitting with Braden Hunsaker. They have damage. So does Cameron Chandler. That changed so much. I mean, your top three before the caution, White, Chandler, and Hunsaker are all involved. Obviously going to be probably 4 tires here. Matthew White not going to be happy with this one. All right. I don't know what Lindsay, like, what are we doing with that block? Honestly, where are we taking that? Come 20 to go here. Grab's going to roll off pit road now. Matthew White is going to do everything he can to repair the damage on his race car. Here comes Hunsaker. He honestly somehow avoided a ton of damage after going head on to the wall. He's going to be one of the first of the White and Chandler crew to roll off. There's Miller, there's Chandler still on pit road. Ashton Miller, of course, has pretty decent damage. There's Andrew Stacy in the 96. So here's the story. Top 9 have not won in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series this season. And we're only going to come to 20 to go. Come to the shoes, I believe, this time as well. White and Chandler still in the pits. Here comes Chandler rolling off. He has pretty solid damage. I don't think that car is going to handle very well. Here we go, choose time. Hillquich goes low. Outside goes Lindsay. Front second row going to be Carino. And how about Havrilla? Reagan going to restart on the third row. What a run he's having. Matthew White going to roll off. He'll think restart. That's now obviously outside the top 10. So White, who is leading before that caution after the long run, has a lot of work ahead of him. Now 20 laps to go. Going to be 19 to go when the green flag comes back out. All right. Closing laps from the Brickyard 400. This one has been intense as of late. And we still got one to finish off. Hillquich, Lindsay, of course. I mean, this, I don't even know what to say at this point. Of course, there are a little bit older tires. I think there's Chandler. There's Andrew Stacy catching up. There's Matthew White as well. Still some cars yet to catch up. Here we go, ready for the restart at Indianapolis. It'll be just 19 laps to go. What can Hilquich do? Everything just changed for him. Matthew White now, and Cameron Chandler and Braden Hunsaker now mired back in the pack. Still not over for them, but it's going to be tough for the rest of this race. Here we go. Ready to kick it off yet again. 19 remaining in the Brickyard 400. Hopefully Pace and Lindsay doesn't pull that same kind of block. And we're back to green. 19 to go. Great restart by Sean Hilquich. He wants to be clear of this whole mess as soon as possible. Blocking down low, there's Gary Smith. Hilquich is clear. Here's Clarina to the inside of Lindsay, who decides not to block this time as they head back into one. Side by side, there's Gary Smith there as well and running inside the top 10 now. 3 wide back there. There's 77 of Hunsaker splitting the 09 of Butler and the 96 of Andrew Stacy. Down the back stretch they go. Lindsay clear for second. Clarino back to third. Clarino trying to work outside. Hunsaker up to ninth as they head back into this corner. Clarino over the back bumper. Lindsay, he's going to put him in the wall. Lindsay trying to save the race car. There goes Haverilla, and there goes the 83. Caleb Gordon way up the racetrack. He will save the race car. We stay green. My goodness. And Hilquich already has an 0.8 of a second lead with 18 to go. There's Reagan. There's Hunsaker to the outside of Matt Grab. Ooh, Gary Smith stepping on the brakes, trying to get a wet around William Reagan as well. As they make their way through 2, and now heading down the back stretch yet again in Indy. Connor Haverilla is up to second. Clarino now to third. Here comes the 77. Hunsaker looking low, looking high on the 53 of Matt Grab. Grab up the racetrack, nearly into the wall. Hunsaker all over his back bumper. Gets Grab a little bit loose as they race their way down the front straightaway. Connor Haverilla is starting to run down Sean Hilquich for the lead of this race. Haverilla entered just +4 to the good in the playoffs. And he's got an opportunity for his first ever Cup Series win. Here is Ashton Miller to the inside of the 96 of Andrew Stacy. Side by side, Gary Smith looking. Here's Braden Hunsaker 3 wide down the inside on the backstretch. He's on a mission. Matt Grab stuck on the outside as well. Hunsaker is there. He'll clear Gary Smith. Now he's going to try to get to the inside and clear Matt Grab. Grab the momentum outside. Battle over now for 6th place with Braden Hunsaker driving his way through the field. Matt Grab, though, not going to be an easy pass. That 53 car is still quick. Hunsaker clear on Grab. Into one they go. Ooh, Hunsaker got a little bit tight there. Matt Grab going to try to close up to his bumper. Cannot make a crossover happen. Ashton Miller on the bumper of his teammate Gary Smith. Battle for now 8th place. Matthew White back there and inside the top 10 already. Up front, 16 to go. Haverilla has caught the 81 of Hilquich. Same thing with Jacob Clarino. Just a 15 laps to go this time by. In the Brickyard 400. Haverilla, he is not going away. Neither is Clarino. They all race their way down the front straightaway. Hilquich just trying to hold on for possibly 15 more laps in this race. Hunsaker on the bumper of William Reagan for 5th place. He has pace and he's coming through the field. He'll pull outside on Reagan. Cannot get around him. He's going to maybe make his way to the inside here. Doesn't think about it just yet. Gary Smith side by side now with Ashton Miller. The outside goes to 79. He is really ripping high. Now you got the 77 of Hunsicker to the inside of Reagan for P5. Reagan slides up the racetrack. Now Matt Grab going to try to take advantage of that as well as Reagan going to block all the way down low to the pit wall on Matt Grab, who is there to the inside. Grab trying to get there, past the maybe fall back in line, but Reagan in the wall. Grab going to again try to pass him. Oh! Gary Smith just got turned by Matthew White. Smith is trying to save it. He's ahead of John Butler. They somehow keep going. I think Gary Smith's going to be very happy with that one. I didn't see the full angle of it. Matthew White obviously got to the inside of him and nearly turned him. Payson Lindsay now trying to defend off Hunsicker. That's 77. He is quick. Ooh, Clarino is sideways. Coming to 13 laps to go this time. Hunsicker trying to look outside there, and Lindsay. Just inside the top 5 now. Payson Lindsay, he blocked a little bit down low. He's loose. He's trying to hold on to this position. We know Payson Lindsay not going to give this one up easily. He's up the racetrack, though. Here comes Hunsicker to the inside. There on Lindsay. How much will he race him side by side? And he's going to clear him. Kind of not an extremely aggressive race there for Payson Lindsay. I'm shocked. Miller now trying to look inside on Matt Grab, who's going to try to slide up the racetrack. He's still been all over the back bumper of William Reagan the past 4 or so laps. Cannot find around the way around the 36. Braden Hunsicker now to try to run down those top 3 drivers. Clarino, Haverla, and Hillquich. 12 to go at Indy. Haverla's trying to back up to the 33. Miller now outside on Matt Grab. Through the wall, Matthew White pretty decently. Currently runs 9th. Reagan up the track. Here comes Grab to his bumper. Oh, Miller splits him 3 wide middle. What a move by a 79. He'll take 2 spots away, but Matt Grab not giving up. He's back to the inside again. And he'll take that spot away again from Grab. Up to P6 goes Ashton Miller as Payson Lindsay. He is slow off the pace. Here comes Miller to his inside. 3 spots in 1 lap for Ashton Miller. My goodness. But it's not over yet. Here comes Lindsay. Back to the outside. 11 to go. Battle up front's getting heated as well. They're not side by side though. That's why we're keeping an eye on this. Ooh, Ashton Miller! He is loose! He is spinning! He's saving it! And that's going to kill all the ground he just got. So unfortunate for Ashton Miller. And up front, here comes Haverla to the outside for the lead. Clarino 3 wide into the wall. They're 3 wide for the lead of this race. Hunsicker looking low as well. Side by side, back into 3 and 4. Here comes the 77. He's going to slide. He's down low. What a move. Oh, Haverla up the track. Braden Hunsicker to the lead of this race. He's loose though again. 10 laps to go. Ooh, the 81 not giving up. 10 to go. Somehow they all save it. He's back to the inside. Here he comes. He'll move the 77 Hunsicker up the racetrack. Hunsicker is sideways trying to hang on to it. Now Clarino working to the inside of the 81. Oh, head Hunsicker into the wall a little bit. Hillquich not really liking the 33 side by side with him. That's going to kill all of his momentum. Hunsicker somehow drove his way back up to the race lead. Nine laps to go. Clarino is not giving up. He's still side by side with Hillquich. It's kind of what's killing Hillquich's shot for the win now. Clarino is still sticking his nose down in there. Here comes Haverla. Where is he going to go? He'll slide up the racetrack. Now Clarino clear for second. Oh, the 81 of Hillquich, he's loose. Down to the bottom, he's going to lose multiple spots because of that. And will fall down to fifth, possibly sixth. Payson Lindsay with momentum. Oh, what a block! My goodness. Way at the racetrack now goes Payson Lindsay. He might not be too happy with the 81. Matthew White now in the bumper of that 99 car as well. Eight laps to go at Indy. Here we go outside now. Inside goes Matthew White. He's down low on Payson Lindsay. Cannot make the pass happen. Ooh, he's loose. He's loose again. How much will Payson fight off? He's got 3 cars trying to get on behind him. Here goes White. He's going to almost turn him. He's getting blocked all the way to literally to the grass. He's got to back out of it. My goodness, that second time, I thought he would have learned his lesson. Clearly not. Payson Lindsay is still blocking Matthew White in stupid places. Oh, but he's going to be up the racetrack here. As now the 7 is to the inside. Side by side as well, here's John Butler and William Reagan. White up to P6. 7 laps to go. Now William Reagan going to start the pressure of the 99 of Lindsay. I'm shocked Matthew White kept his cool behind Payson Lindsay there. I mean, the amount of times Lindsay nearly has wrecked White and nearly wrecked him again in this race is insane. Ooh, here comes that 36 of William Reagan. He's up the racetrack. Now he's got the 09 to John Butler to lose inside. Ashton Miller, after getting really loose that one time, coming outside of John Butler again to try to take that spot back away. Hunsaker's got a 1.2 second lead with 6 laps to go, just hoping for no caution. Lindsay up the track again. Here comes Reagan. Ooh, he's gonna get blocked. What is Lindsay doing in this race? This is unbelievable for Payson Lindsay. Now they're 3 wide. Here goes Ashton Miller as well. He gets loose. Where's John Butler gonna go? 3 by 3 down the back straightaway. Reagan blocking down low as well. Miller, he's got John Butler on his bumper. As Miller gonna get that spot away. 3 positions for Ashton Miller. He's up to 7th, but he's sliding back up the racetrack. Reagan trying to make a position happen, but he can't do it. Ashton Miller up to 6th or 7th place. Extending the gap is Braden Hunsaker, just hoping for no cautions. 5 laps to go. We've been 3 wide, almost 4 wide at one point. I'm shocked we haven't had a caution in this run. What a run, though, for Jacob Clarino, currently in 2nd. Be obviously by far his best ever Cup Series finish. It'd be unbelievable. It's such a celebratory moment if he can finish P2 tonight. And then Connor Havrilla, this is exactly the run he needed tonight. Entered +4, running 3rd. Nearly was battling for the lead before. I think Matt Grab, also really good, solid night, running in 4th. Hillquich 5th. This is not looking good for the 71 of Cole Clausen in the points. We'll have to see how it all goes after this. William Reagan, another great top 10 run in 8th. This race was pretty calm after that, but after that one debris caution we had, my goodness, has it been turned upside down. Butler now trying to close up to his teammate William Reagan. Johnson Motorsports cars here in the top 10 running 8th and 9th. There is Matt Graff, still having a really solid day. Matthew White has somehow driven his way up to 6th place. I thought that car was pretty much destroyed. There he is. Still got pace in that 7. And a car hitting its Cameron Chandler. It's not the run you needed, especially for the regular season championship. Matthew White could lock it up even earlier than he thought. Don't think it would be tonight. It would be pretty soon. It'll be in the wall. The 7 of Matthew White slaps the wall pretty decently with 3 to go now. His teammate Hunsinger has a 1.8 second lead as they head down this back straightaway. Still not out of caution range until the white flag, which makes it official. Two laps to go for Braden Hunsicker from Indianapolis. What a race. 3 wide for the lead of the race. Everybody sliding around. Somehow took it. Somehow did wreck. Oh, he's sideways! Don't want to curse it or anything. Oh my goodness. Braden Hunsicker, a huge moment there. Gotta be careful at this point. I mean, you had a 1.8 second lead. Don't want to give up anything. Down to the back straightaway, looking for his 3rd win of the year. Braden Hunsicker. Last win was at Gateway. It's been a while since the Highline Motorsports cars won before Matthew White, but of course, this could be back-to-back wins for that crew after White won at Watkins Glen a week ago. He'll see the white flag, this time by to make it official. Across the yard bricks he goes. 1 lap to go for Braden Hunsicker to win the Brickyard 400. What a race, what a pass. He won the stage, gonna be nearly a max points day for the 77. He was involved in the crash with about 20 laps to go. Didn't have that much damage, restarted just outside the top 10. Absolutely drove his way back up through the field in such an insane run. And he's gonna head down the back straightaway for the final time, looking for his 3rd win of the season and his 1st win on the Order Bricks. Final time through 3 in the most famous racetrack on earth. The fans are going to rise to their feet to salute the driver of the 77. What a drive through the field it was. He is going around turn number 4 to see the checkered flag for his 8th Cup win, but this one is special. Braden Hunsicker is going to see the checkered flag. He'll win the Season 4 Brickyard 400. Clarino going to be 2nd. Great run for him. Unbelievable. Haverhill P3. Grab Hillquich. Rounds out your top 5. What a race. What a job. Well done for the 77. Braden Hunsicker wins from Indianapolis. His 3rd win of Season 4. And this is going to be a great points day for the driver of the 77. Won the stage, won the race, 6 playoff points, 30 regular season points. Exactly what he needed to see tonight. And he ties his teammate with Matthew White, both with 3 wins on the year. 15 races in. But it's the driver of the 77 going the victory lane tonight. Braden Hunsicker gets his first ever Indianapolis Brickyard 400 victory as everybody comes to congratulate your race winner. What a drive through the field it was. That was got to be one of the drives of all time. And he is going to remember this one for a while. Can't burn it out on the Order Brick, so he's just going to avoid that. And he will burn it down on the front straightaway here from Indianapolis. Your winner of the Season 4 Brickyard 400, it's Braden Hunsicker. What a drive through the field it was for him. Yep, he's going to have to avoid the bricks, and there we go. This is what you're supposed to do. He's going to burn it down, mostly down this front straightaway here at Indy. What an impressive one it was for the driver of the 77. 8th career win for him. He is 4th on the all-time list, behind Aiden Donahue, Aiden Walker, and Matthew White, so not bad company to be in. Braden Hunsicker wins from Indianapolis. What a win. What a race. And this one's over. Gotta talk about Jacob Clarino finishing in second. What a finish. My goodness for him. And we're going to have post-race interviews coming up from the Brickyard 400. This one is over. Now just 3 races remain until the playoffs. That was definitely one to remember towards the end. I mean, it was so calm, and until that caution came out with about just over 20 laps to go. Then we had that huge wreck with Payson Lindsay basically causing it. And then that unbelievable drive through the field from Braden Hunsicker. 10th on the restart with just about 20 laps to go, and he takes the win at the end. That is so impressive for Braden. Obviously, going to be 30 points for him. Jacob Clarino, a bit of a shadow here, actually got 0x in this race, so he gets a bonus point, even though he's not full-time in the Cup Series. Just best career run by far for him. What a job. Well done for Jacob Clarino. This is going to be one he's probably going to be wanting one spot better, but still couldn't have asked for much more. All right. Interviews coming up post-race from Indianapolis. First of all, going to be your winner, Braden Hunsicker, as we welcome you live to the Indianapolis Brickyard 400 post-race show. This one's over, and it was definitely a crazy one. First up, your winner, Hunsicker. Braden Hunsicker, what a race. What a finish for you guys. I mean, we just got to go back from the restart. So, of course, before the restart happened, you guys got taken out in a crash by Payson Lindsay, whatever he was doing there. And then, of course, the restart came out just about under 20 laps to go. You drove your way through the field, then that made that insane 3-wide pass to the lead of the race to hold on to win. Just take me through that final run.
I thought my car was gonna be killed and I was gonna be stuck in dirty air for the most part, but I guess everyone was just slower. I guess tires helped a lot. I wasn't really expecting that, considering how most of the race went, but during the final laps, the race just kind of got handed to me when the leaders started battling and almost wrecking each other. So it was a good race. Led a lot of laps and stayed at the front for the most part. And Matthew admitted it was his fault for the wreck, that one wreck. I mean, it was just a racing incident. Payson blocked him. He was trying to go back to the middle, and it just kind of snapped on him. So it wasn't Payson's fault. So don't try to. For anyone that thinks it was Payson's fault, it wasn't Payson's, and just don't put the heat on him. But yeah, I'm just glad how this race went today.
So, of course, now in the points, you guys are going to be third win of the season, of course. You're only going to be now minus 28 back on Cameron Chandler for second in the point standings, which gets 10 playoff points at the end of the regular season. So do you guys think you have a shot at that with Richmond, Kansas, and Daytona coming up?
We probably have a chance. It just depends on how those 3 races go. And I'm not really great at Richmond, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes and see what happens.
All right, Braden. Well, of course, big congratulations on your first ever Brickyard 400 victory. This is career win number 8 for you guys as well. 4th season you have won as well, and you got the job done tonight at Indianapolis. So we'll see you next week from Richmond, and have fun celebrating this one.
Thank you.
Coming up next is going to be Jacob Clarino. What a run he had tonight. Jacob Clarino, incredible run for you guys tonight. You were so fast all day long, top 5 speed, and you finished in second place. Just take me through, of course, that finish there at the end with Hunsicker and the others, and ultimately finishing second place for by far your best ever Cup result.
So yeah, surprisingly, I had a good quality. I didn't think it would be good enough for the top 5, but during the race, I stayed within the top 5. Near the end is what kind of locked me in, because what's it called? I saw somebody go down and block 7 car Matthew White. I knew that was gonna be bad, so I checked up, slowed down. I didn't care about the spots I lost, and thankfully I made it through. I don't think I pitted with anybody. I stayed out with the 81 and 99. Then tried to run my race. Payson slowed me down quite a bit. Then Nidan Hunt Sticker caught up with us. It was me and Connor were trying to get past the 81 on older tires. Then once Braden caught up to us, the 81 was trying to side draft me down the back. Didn't help me at all. Would have been able to battle with Braden if the 81 helped me out, but other than that, it was a pretty good race for Chandler Wilson Racing.
So, of course, your second place result here tonight at Indianapolis, an amazing day all around. So, how much momentum is this going to give you guys for future Cup Series races, showing that you can run up front?
It's definitely giving me some momentum into Kansas because I'm pretty decent. I'm not the greatest, but I could definitely try to keep up in the top 5 or if not be in the top 10. And if I'm in the same situation again, I'll drive my heart out and try to go for the win in Kansas.
All right, Jacob. Well, nice job coming
Thank you.
home with second place finish, and we'll see you. I believe either in Richmond next week for doing the Cup race there, or in Kansas for both Cup and Xfinity.
Yeah. See ya. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Coming up next is going to be Connor Haverilla, finishes third. Connor Haverilla, P3. What an incredible day for you guys. You ran up front there towards the end of the race. Even had a shot at the victory. So I believe it's your best finish of the season. Your second top 5 of the year as well. 6th top 10 of the season. You gained some spots in the points. You're going to be more comfortable in the playoffs. Just take me through your thoughts on this race, finishing with a podium.
Oh, we had a fast Chevy at the end there. Just came up a little bit short, unfortunately. It's tough. We hit the wall in qualifying, started at the back, and had to make our way up through there. And it was a grind, but slowly worked our way up, and eventually got up to there where I thought we could win it. But once again, unfortunately, just fast car just coming up short once again. Seems like a theme.
So, yeah, but still, ultimately a good day. You're going to move up to 11th in points. You're going to be about, I can take a look, about plus 5 or so to the playoff column. We got 3 races remaining in the regular season. Richmond, Kansas, and Daytona. What is your confidence level for these next 3 races?
Richmond wild card. What was you said? Kansas?
Yeah.
That one I'm not bad at. I could have a chance of finishing decently in Daytona. Who knows? Anybody can finish decently if you have a good enough car. So we'll just have to see how it all unwinds, and hopefully we're not that far in the cut or close to it by Daytona time.
All right, Connor Roll, nice job finishing P3 and a great race for you guys here at Indianapolis, and we'll see you next week from Richmond.
All right, thank you.
Coming next is going to be Sean Hillquich, finished 5th. Sean Hillquich, top 5 finish, a great day for you guys, but just what could have been. You, of course, put on that great strategy call to get the lead there. You were leading with under 15 laps to go. Unfortunately, you lose it. We're involved in like a 4-way battle for the lead there late in the race, and you'll finish 5th, but still take me through your thoughts on the last maybe 15 or so laps.
I'm honestly surprised that this good of a opportunity came at the track I'm not good at, because I just have never been good here. But it was just, I was loose the whole race, just start to finish, just trying to keep pace with these guys. I was definitely sliding it a lot more than everyone else was, and just I think I got loose like once or twice, and that let the 50 catch me. And then we got side by side, 3 wide, and then 77 was just there. He was really fast, like he always is.
So, of course, you guys are going to exit this race. You gain only 4 points on the playoff cut line. Obviously, so many playoff cut line drivers had really good days tonight. You can exit plus 13. We got 3 races remaining in the regular season. A short track, a 1.5 miles, and a super speedway with Richmond, Kansas, and Daytona. What are your expectations for the next 3 races? Do we maybe see a win coming?
I think I can win all 3 of those races. It's just going to be execution. I feel like that is a lot of these races. Just I feel like I'm fast at a lot of them. I really do. I think I'm top 5 most times, and it's just going to be executing. Daytona especially is going to be fun working with teammates. I felt we worked really good at Atlanta together, and then I got put in the wall with like 5 to go, and I was doing good in Nashville, and I got put in the wall with like 10 to go. So just gotta stop getting put in the wall, I guess.
All right. So, of course, a great job, Sean, coming home P5. Another top 5 finish on the season. You guys are going to actually gain a spot in the points. Will be up to 9th. This is your 3rd top 5 of the season as well. But we'll see you next week from Richmond Raceway.
All good.
Coming next will be Ashton Miller, 7th. Ashton Miller, crazy end to the race there for you guys. You're driving right up through the field after being involved in that crash. You were loose. You know, I almost crashed there one time. I had to save it, lost about 5 spots. Then you drove your way up, back up to 7th place. Just take me through that whole run there and ultimately finishing in 7th and even moving up a spot now to 4th in the points, passing Bryce Metzen, who, of course, was suspended.
Yeah. The car, we had a chance, and, the car, it just snapped on us. But honestly, I guess I'm just destined to finish top 10 every single week, We tried making up spots there, but, the car, it kind of snapped on us. But to get up to being wrecked and restart yellow to finish 7th, honestly, is one in my book. We could have won this race. I think if I didn't have that spin, I would have had a better chance. But I'm glad we got to up there. Overall, the race I found out was pretty good. But yeah, just wishing we had the Brickyard to our name. But maybe next year.
All right, so, of course, still another top 10 finish. You're going to, of course, Braden Hunziker won the race, of course. You're 32 points behind him for 3rd in the points. Do you think you can possibly get P3 in the points away, which gets 5 playoff points at the end of the regular season?
I mean, that's our goal. Our goal is to always get playoff points before the season ends. But our goal right now is just to finish top 10 every single race, because that's paying off, I guess. And I guess that win will follow us soon. But still glad we got a top 10. A little disappointing that it could have been like a top 5 or something, but I felt like my pace was stronger than it was. But it was an unfortunate mistake on the restart. And yeah, just glad to actually finish the race. Be glad to finish this race after that.
All right, Ashton. Well, still, though, nice job on the run tonight, finishing top 10 again. Obviously, you've had such an incredible run of top 10 finishes. This is your 13th top 10 of the year, leads all drivers. But we'll see you next week from Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming next is William Reagan. William Reagan, solid night for you. 8th place, top 10. Another great top 10 result. You've been racking up the points lately. This is your 5th top 10 of the season. But unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. You're going to drop outside the playoff cut line because Matt Grab, Connor Havrilla, Sean Hillquist, other playoff cut line drivers had such good days, and you guys didn't have quite as good day as them, so you're going to be tied for the final spot in the playoffs with Matt Grab. Ultimately, Matt Grab is the tiebreaker for now. But what are your thoughts on our top 10 finish and ultimately now dropping tied for the final playoff spot?
Well, you're gonna bear bad news. I was feeling great before this interview, but yeah, no, I was shocked with the speed I had in this car. I am notoriously horrible in Indianapolis, but I was able to figure out the car in that last run, and I was able to make some moves and able to aero block my way to that 8th place finish and with some wild racing with Ashton Miller and Lindsay. But yeah, overall a solid night for our 36 car. Definitely a good recovery from Watkins Glen and that disaster for this team. So hopefully we can continue this momentum to, I believe, Richmond next week. I love flat short track, so hopefully I can continue momentum there.
So, of course, like you said, going to Richmond next week, we got a short track, a 1.5 mile, and a super speedway coming up. What is your confidence level to try to race your way into the playoffs here?
Oh, those are my 3 favorite types of tracks coming up. I love short track racing. I'm very good at tracks like Phoenix and Richmond. I love intermediates. I mean, we saw me win a stage at Michigan and Charlotte. Like, I finished top 10. In super speedways, anything can happen. I finished 5th at Atlanta. So I feel pretty confident with this final stretch going into the playoffs, but we'll see. The Super Speedway may decide this at the end of the day.
All right, William. Well, nice job. Still finishing 8th, but unfortunately, he's still tied for that final spot in the playoffs in 12th. But we'll see you next week from Richmond. Next, going to be not John Butler. Going to be Pace and Lindsay. Pace and Lindsay, wild day for you. Going to be P10 in this race. You're still going to be 15th in points. Are going to be about, maybe 12, 13 or so points below the playoff cut line after tonight. 3 races to go. What are your thoughts on this one finishing in 10th?
Yeah, we just didn't really have any short run speed. I mean, we'd get the track position, and then we just couldn't maintain it on the short run. No matter what I did, adjusted the brake bias all day. Just didn't really have anything in the car. That wreck with me and Matthew there, it was just kind of a racing ordeal. It was just the next gen. When I went down to block him, I think he just tried to hook it back high, and just the next gen being the next gen, it went around on him. So, sorry that happened. Teammate of mine, really respect him, but sucks ass to end that way. P10 there at the end got some damage from the 33 there with like 20 to go. So just a solid day for us. Think we are like minus 13. So see what we can do next week at one of our best tracks.
All right, so of course Richmond's coming up. Then we got Kansas and Daytona. You won Daytona last season, so obviously you have a win there. Do you think it's possible to make it to these playoffs in these final 3 races in the regular season?
Yeah, I think we just need to get some stage points. That's something we struggled at this year. We only got 2 stage points today, but I think if we can play the strategy right next week, we can hopefully maybe get a stage win or a top 5 in the stage, and we'll be right back in it.
All right, Payson, well, nice job coming home with still a top 10 finish recovering, and we'll see you in Richmond next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming up next is going to be Andrew Stacy finished 12th. Andrew Stacy, it's 12th place. He still got some stage points. Not an awful day all around for you guys, but you were involved, of course, in that final crash that we had. You're going to exit 14th in points, just about maybe 11 below the playoff cut line. So it's still possible, obviously, with 3 races to go to the playoffs. Just thoughts on your day and ultimately not getting the finish you maybe would have wanted.
Yeah. Slight correction. We did not get playoff points. Pace and Lindsay.
I meant stage points.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pace and Lindsay, just ran us over. Just that caused the downhill of our race. And that wreck happened, gave us damage, and we, as you said, it was the final wreck, so we didn't have time to fully fix it. We had around 45 seconds left. And we just cruised to a P12 finish, which it's not bad. It's my average, but congrats to Connor with a P3, I think. But yeah, just all of our contenders did really good today. I congratulate them all, but we just had a rough day tonight.
All right, Andrew. So, of course, next week we head to Richmond Raceway. It's a short track. You guys have been okay on the short tracks this season. Not the best, not the greatest, but we got Richmond coming up, then Kansas, then Daytona. So, what is your confidence level here to make the playoffs?
It's definitely high. I mean, I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm not gonna sit back and just get eliminated. But yeah, I'm good at Kansas. I'm really good at super speedway racing with these Gen 7s. So I think definitely it's still in the books to get that playoff spot in there. We just have to worry about people like Matt Grab and Pace and Lindsay trying to steal some spots up there in the late of the playoff.
All right, Andrew. Well, still nice job on the run tonight. Sorry, it's still finished outside the top 10 if you ran inside the top 10 for a good portion of the day, but we'll see you next week in Richmond.
Yep.
One more interview to go. It's going to be Cole Clausen. Cole Clausen, not the night you needed tonight. DNF early in the race. You'll move to 10th in points now. You're only going to be +5 at the playoff cut line. Give me your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, Max Diesel, whatever his name is, just completely misjudged it. I mean, and then he sacrifices me for it. So I really don't know what to say. He said on Twitter that he's gonna be running next week at Richmond, which I don't think so. So he better get a penalty for whatever the heck that was. And yeah, I mean, everyone that I needed to do bad in this race did really good. So it really doesn't surprise me that we're that far down the charts on the cut line. So yeah, it definitely sucks possibly having your playoff chances ruined by a guy who, honestly, I don't even know if he should be in Xfinity. I mean, he literally just joined the league a couple months ago, I feel like. So, and then his little buddy thinks that's bad luck, even though he doesn't have any skill. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I'm racing against Michael Marutz right now at Talladega, and we're having a good time. So hopefully we can go to Richmond next week. Definitely not my best track, but we'll see what happens.
So, yeah, Richmond's Kansas Daytona coming up, final 3 races of the regular season. You're only going to be +5 exiting tonight. What is your confidence level on the playoffs? Does it drop any more with this?
Well, I know Kansas is probably one of my best tracks, right there with Charlotte. And Daytona, literally anything can happen. I could either win that thing or I could finish dead last. So I have no idea what's going to happen, but we just got to try our best. But I spent 2 hours making a really cool paint scheme for this race too, and it only saw like 15 laps or something, but it is what it is. I was also fuel saving before I got wrecked, so if we didn't have a caution there, maybe I could have, made some crazy strategy work, but it is what it is, man. It sucks at the end of the day, but he apologized, so I guess it's fine.
All right, Cole. Well, still nice job on the run here tonight. Sorry it wasn't the run you ultimately wanted, but we'll see you next week in Richmond.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, and that will do it tonight. What a race. What a Brickyard 400. My goodness. That will do it. Definitely one of the most insane races we saw at the end. I mean, that race was so calm for maybe the first half, and then just the last 20 or so laps. What a battle. 3 wide for the lead of the race. That was insane. All right, coming up next week is Richmond. 3 races remain in the regular season. We are tied for the final playoff spot. Matt Grab +0, William Reagan -0. 12th place in the points after 15 races this season. That's just how close it gets. And that'll do it for tonight. On behalf of all the drivers, team owners, commentators, officials, everybody involved, social media managers, gotta add that now. Everybody involved in making this league what it is. We'll see you next Thursday at Richmond Race. We'll see you Tuesday for iCar. Nothing on Wednesday currently. Possibly lobbies, you never know. So that'll do it. And yeah. Congratulations to Braden Hunsaker, your season number 4 Brickyard 400 winner. And we'll see you next week from Richmond Raceway on Tuesday for iCar. Good night from Indianapolis Motor Speedway.